Most people over 60 have been told the same thing for decades. Just keep walking. But here's the truth. Walking alone may not be enough to keep you strong, steady, and independent as you age. In fact, new research shows that 5 simple exercises can actually protect your balance, build your strength, and reduce your fall risk far more than walking ever could. And here's the best part. You can do them all at home without fancy equipment. Today, I'm going to walk you through these surgeon-approved movements step by step, so you'll know exactly how to get started. Now, before you think I'm about to dismiss walking entirely, let me be clear. I'm not. Walking is wonderful for your heart, your circulation, and your mood. I've seen countless patients who've transformed their cardiovascular health simply by taking daily walks around their neighborhood. But here's what most people don't realize, and what I wish someone had told me when I first started advising older adults about staying active. Walking, as beneficial as it is, only moves your body in one direction: forward. Think about it. When was the last time you walked sideways down the street or walked backward to your mailbox? Probably never, right? Yet in real life, the moments that often lead to falls and injuries happen when we're reaching in different directions, stepping over obstacles, or catching ourselves when we stumble. These are the movements walking simply doesn't prepare us for. Imagine your body is like a car that's only been driven straight down the highway for years. Sure, the engine runs fine, but what happens when you need to parallel park or navigate a tight corner? Those other systems, the ones that haven't been used, might not respond as quickly or effectively as you need them to. That's exactly what happens when we only walk for exercise. We're conditioning our bodies for one type of movement while leaving other crucial systems undertrained. That's where these 5 exercises come in. They're designed to challenge your body in multiple directions, strengthen the muscles walking doesn't target, and prepare you for the unpredictable moments that matter most. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Another set of exercises? I can barely keep up with walking as it is. But here's something that might surprise you. Researchers in Copenhagen followed over 1,600 seniors for several years, and what they discovered was remarkable. Those who incorporated exercises similar to what I'm about to show you reduced their fall risk by more than 2/3. But here's the part that really caught my attention. They accomplished this with about 40% less exercise time than those who focused primarily on walking, yet they nearly doubled their strength gains. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. Think of it this way. If you could spend 20 minutes doing something that gives you better results than an hour of walking, wouldn't that be worth exploring? Especially when those 20 minutes could mean the difference between confidently navigating your home and worrying about every step you take. Let me start with exercise number 5, and I want you to notice how each one builds on the others, creating a complete system for aging with strength and confidence. Wall push-ups with a hold might sound simple, but don't let that fool you. I've watched 80-year-old patients progress from barely being able to push away from the wall to doing these with remarkable control and strength. Here's how you set it up safely. Stand arm's length away from a sturdy wall. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height, about shoulder width apart. Your body should form a straight line from your head to your feet. Now, slowly lean toward the wall, keeping your body straight, then push back to your starting position. But here's the key. Hold that push-back position for 3 to 5 seconds before relaxing. This isn't just about building upper body strength, though that's certainly important. When you hold that position, you're training your reaction time and your body's ability to catch itself. Think about the last time you stumbled slightly. What did you do instinctively? You probably reached out to steady yourself against a wall, a door frame, or a piece of furniture. This exercise trains exactly that response, making it stronger and more reliable. It's also building the kind of upper body strength that makes everyday tasks easier. Opening stubborn jars, carrying groceries from the car, even getting up from bed in the morning. Start with just 5 repetitions, focusing on control rather than speed. As you get stronger, you can step further back from the wall to increase the challenge or add more repetitions. The beautiful thing about this exercise is that your wall isn't going anywhere. It's always there when you're ready to practice. But strength alone won't keep you moving smoothly through life. Let's talk about what happens when your legs aren't as strong as they used to be. Have you ever noticed how some people your age seem to glide upstairs while others struggle with each step? Or how some can walk across a parking lot with confidence while others move tentatively, worried about their balance? The difference often comes down to the strength of muscles that, walking alone doesn't adequately challenge. That's where seated leg lifts with resistance come in. This exercise starts simple, sitting in a sturdy chair with your back straight and feet flat on the floor. You'll lift one leg straight out in front of you, hold it for a count of 5, then lower it slowly. But as you progress, you can add resistance bands around your ankles or light ankle weights to increase the challenge. What makes this exercise so valuable is that it targets your hip flexors, quadriceps, and core muscles all at the same time. These are the muscles responsible for lifting your leg when you climb stairs, stepping over obstacles, and maintaining your balance when you're walking on uneven surfaces. When these muscles are strong, you'll notice the difference in how you move through your day. Here's something fascinating that researchers have discovered. Your walking speed is such a strong predictor of overall health and longevity that some doctors now call it the sixth vital sign, alongside things like blood pressure and heart rate. And the single biggest factor in maintaining a good walking speed isn't your heart or lungs, it's the strength of your leg muscles. When I work with patients on this exercise, I often hear them say, "I never realized how much I use these muscles until I started strengthening them specifically." One gentleman told me that after just a few weeks of doing these leg lifts, he was able to get into his car without using his arms to help lift his leg. These small improvements in daily function add up to big improvements in independence and confidence. Now, let's target one of the most important muscle groups you've probably overlooked, and it's one that could literally save you from a serious fall. Your calf muscles and the small muscles around your ankles are like the shock absorbers and stabilizers for your entire body. When they're strong and responsive, they make constant tiny adjustments to keep you upright and stable. When they're weak, every step becomes less secure. Standing heel raises with a balance challenge addresses this crucial area while also training your brain to maintain equilibrium. Start by standing behind a sturdy chair, holding the back lightly for support. Rise up onto your toes, lifting your heels as high as comfortable, then lower slowly. The key is control. It should take about 2 seconds to rise up and 3 seconds to lower down. Once this becomes easy with 2 feet, try lifting onto the toes of just 1 foot while the other remains flat on the ground. But here's where this exercise gets really interesting. As you become more comfortable with the movement, try doing it with your eyes closed. I know that might sound scary at first, but hear me out. When you remove your vision, your brain has to rely more heavily on the sensors in your feet and ankles to maintain balance. This trains the exact systems you need when you're walking in dim light or navigating unfamiliar terrain. Research has shown that balance training like this actually increases gray matter in areas of the brain responsible for spatial awareness and coordination. In other words, you're not just strengthening your legs, you're training your brain to be more spatially aware and responsive. Plus, these calf raises improve circulation in your lower legs, which becomes increasingly important as we age. Every time you rise onto your toes, you're helping pump blood back up toward your heart, reducing the risk of swelling and blood clots. One of my patients, a woman in her 70s, told me that after practicing heel raises for a month, she felt more confident walking on the uneven brick sidewalks in her historic neighborhood. She said, "My ankles just feel more solid under me now." That sense of stability and trust in your own body, that's what we're building here. But what about the single most important movement for independence? What's the one ability that, if you lose it, changes everything about how you navigate daily life? It's the ability to get up and down from a chair without using your arms. Think about how many times a day you sit down and stand up, getting out of bed, sitting at the kitchen table, using the bathroom, getting in and out of the car. The moment this becomes difficult or impossible without assistance is often the moment people begin to lose their independence. Modified squats to a chair train this exact movement pattern, but they do it safely and progressively. Here's how to set it up. Stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet about shoulder width apart. The key is to initiate the movement by pushing your hips back first, as if you're trying to sit down rather than bending your knees first. Lower yourself until you just barely touch the chair. Don't plop down or rest your full weight. Then rise back up by driving through your heels and engaging your glutes. This movement strengthens your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and the muscles along your spine all at once. It's like a full lower body workout disguised as a simple, functional movement. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is that it mirrors exactly what you need to do dozens of times every day. You're not learning some abstract movement that has no real-world application. You're literally practicing one of the most important skills for independent living. I remember working with a gentleman who came to see me because he was having trouble getting out of his favorite recliner. His family was talking about getting him a lift chair, which would have helped in the short term, but wouldn't have addressed the underlying weakness. After 6 weeks of practicing these chair squats, he could rise from any seat in his house without using his arms. The relief and pride on his face was unmistakable. That brings us to the number one most powerful exercise for aging well. And I think you're going to be surprised by what it is. The bird dog progression might look simple when you first see it, but don't be fooled. This single exercise is like strength training, balance work, and brain training all rolled into one powerful movement. And the best part? You can start exactly where you are today, regardless of your current fitness level. Begin on your hands and knees on a comfortable surface like a yoga mat or even a folded blanket. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Start by simply lifting your right arm straight out in front of you, holding it for 5 seconds, then lowering it. Next, lift your left leg straight back behind you, hold for 5 seconds, then lower. Once you're comfortable with these individual movements, you can progress to lifting opposite arm and leg at the same time. But here's where this exercise becomes truly remarkable. As you hold these positions, every muscle in your core, not just your abs, but the deep stabilizing muscles around your spine, has to work together to keep you balanced. Your brain is constantly making tiny adjustments, sending signals to dozens of muscles to maintain that steady position. I've had patients tell me they never realized how much their core was working until they tried to hold a bird dog position. One woman in her late 60s said, "I thought core strength was just about having a flat stomach. I had no idea it was about being able to trust my body to hold me steady." The progressive nature of this exercise is what makes it so valuable for seniors. If getting on your hands and knees is challenging, you can start by doing the arm movements while seated in a chair, or the leg movements while lying on your side. If the full position becomes easy, you can add small pulses at the end of each hold, or even try it with your eyes closed for an extra balance challenge. But beyond the physical benefits, there's something happening in your brain during this exercise that researchers are just beginning to understand. The coordination required to maintain opposite arm and leg positioning while balancing activates multiple areas of your brain simultaneously. It's like cross-training for your nervous system. Studies have shown that exercises requiring this kind of complex coordination can actually help maintain cognitive function as we age. You're not just building physical strength, you're building the neural pathways that keep your mind sharp and responsive. And because this is a weight-bearing exercise on your arms, it's also helping to maintain bone density in your wrists, arms, and spine. One of the most rewarding aspects of the bird dog progression is how quickly people notice improvements. Within just a week or two, most people find they can hold the position longer and feel more stable. It's the kind of progress that builds on itself, creating momentum and confidence that carries over into other areas of life. Now, you might be wondering how these 5 exercises actually compare to walking, especially when walking has been the gold standard recommendation for so long. Let me paint a picture that might change how you think about exercise entirely. Walking is primarily what we call a sagittal plane movement. It moves your body forward and backward. But life doesn't happen in just one plane of motion. When you reach across your body to grab something from a high shelf, you're moving in the frontal plane. When you turn to look over your shoulder while backing out of a parking space, you're moving in the transverse plane. The 5 exercises we've just covered train your body in all 3 planes of movement, preparing you for the unpredictable moments that walking simply can't address. Think about the last time you had to step quickly to the side to avoid something, or catch yourself when you tripped slightly. These are the moments when falls happen, and they're exactly the moments that multidimensional training prepares you for. While walking might reduce your overall fall risk by 10 to 15%, the research suggests that comprehensive strength and balance training, like what we've discussed, can reduce it by 60 to 70%. But the benefits go far beyond fall prevention. These exercises improve what researchers call functional strength, the kind of strength you actually use in daily life. They enhance circulation throughout your entire body, not just your legs. They challenge your brain in ways that can help maintain cognitive sharpness. And perhaps most importantly, they can be done in just 20 to 25 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week, making them far more time efficient than daily walks. Now, I'm not suggesting you abandon walking if you enjoy it. Walking is wonderful for cardiovascular health, mood, and social connection if you walk with others. But if you're looking for the most bang for your buck, if you want exercises that will have the greatest impact on your strength, balance, and independence, these 5 movements are your answer. So, how do you actually fit this into your week without it becoming another burden on your already busy schedule? Here's what I recommend to my patients, and it's based on what actually works in real life, not some idealistic fitness plan. Start with just 2 sessions per week, maybe Tuesday and Friday, or whatever days work best for your schedule. Each session should take about 20 to 25 minutes. That's less time than most people spend watching the evening news, and the return on investment is immeasurable. Begin with just 1 set of each exercise, maybe 5 wall push-ups, 10 seated leg lifts per leg, 15 heel raises, 5 chair squats, and hold the bird dog position for 15 seconds on each side. The key is not to overwhelm yourself in the first week. I've seen too many well-intentioned people try to do too much too soon, get sore or discouraged, and give up entirely. Listen to your body, but also understand the difference between the mild discomfort of muscles that are working harder than they're used to, and actual pain that signals you should stop. If something hurts in a sharp or concerning way, stop and consult with your doctor. But if you feel that satisfying tiredness in muscles that have been challenged, that's exactly what we're looking for. As you become more comfortable with the routine, you can add a 3rd session per week, increase the number of repetitions, or progress to more challenging versions of each exercise. The beauty of this system is that it grows with you. And here's something important to remember. It's never too late to start. I've worked with people in their 90s who have made remarkable improvements in strength and balance. Your body wants to be strong and stable. Sometimes it just needs the right encouragement and training. Now, let me ask you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine something with me. Picture yourself 6 months from now, having consistently practiced these 5 exercises 3 times a week. You wake up in the morning and rise from bed without having to think about it, without having to use your arms to push yourself up. You walk to the kitchen with confidence, knowing that if you encounter an uneven floor tile or your cat underfoot, your body will respond quickly and keep you stable. You climb the stairs to the 2nd floor without gripping the handrail tightly, perhaps even carrying a laundry basket or bringing something to a grandchild's room. When you're at the grocery store, you reach for items on high shelves without worry. You carry your groceries to the car, load them in the trunk, and get in and out of the driver's seat smoothly. When you're visiting friends or family, you sit down and stand up from unfamiliar chairs without that moment of uncertainty about whether your legs will support you. Maybe you decide to take that trip you've been putting off, knowing that you can handle walking through airports, navigating new places, and enjoying activities without constantly worrying about your balance or strength. You might rediscover the joy of working in your garden, playing more actively with grandchildren, or dancing with your spouse. This isn't fantasy. This is what functional strength and balance training can give you. Every repetition you do is a vote for the stronger, more capable version of yourself. Every time you challenge your balance, you're building confidence. Every time you push yourself to do 1 more repetition than feels easy, you're investing in your future independence. The alternative is what we see too often, a gradual decline in confidence and ability, leading to less activity, which leads to more weakness, which leads to even less activity. It becomes a downward spiral that's much harder to reverse once it's established. But that's not your story, because you're here, you're learning, and you're ready to take action. Think about the daily tasks that have become more challenging lately, or the activities you've started avoiding because they don't feel as safe as they used to. These 5 exercises are your pathway back to confidence in those areas. And now, I'd like to hear from you, because your experience and your goals matter to this conversation. What's one daily task you'd love to make easier? Is it standing up from your favorite chair, climbing the stairs to your bedroom, carrying groceries from the car, or maybe something else entirely? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single comment, and your experience has helped me create better content for seniors who are facing similar challenges. Also, I'm curious, how many minutes do you currently exercise each week? Whether it's 5 minutes or 50, share your current routine below. There's no judgment here, only support and encouragement for whatever steps you're ready to take. If this video has given you new hope about what's possible for your strength and independence, please click that like button. It helps more seniors discover these life-changing exercises, and it lets me know that this content is valuable to you. And if you're ready to commit to becoming stronger, more balanced, and more confident in your daily life, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. We've got more surgeon-approved health strategies designed specifically for people over 60 coming your way. I'll be sharing more exercises, answering your questions, and providing the kind of practical science-based advice that can truly make a difference in how you age. Remember, age is just a number, but strength, balance, and confidence, those are choices. You have the power to choose a future where you move through life with greater ease and security. These 5 exercises aren't just movements. They're your insurance policy against frailty, your investment in independence, your commitment to living fully at every age. Make the choice today for your best years ahead. Your future self is counting on the actions you take right now, and I believe in your ability to surprise yourself with what you can accomplish. Start with just one exercise, do it consistently, and watch as your confidence builds along with your strength.